everyone, it's Chelsea from Little Mountain Ranch, and I am out in the middle of my cow pasture right now in these really freezing temperatures. I think we're at minus 25 degrees Celsius right now because I need to move my cows away from this spot and move them up into a place where they're going to have shelter for the night. And the reason that is because we are under a severe cold weather warning for tonight. It is supposed to get down to minus 42 degrees Celsius, if you can believe it. And what makes this particular temperature drop dangerous is that it is happening because of a northwestern wind. Hi, sweetie. Maple's found me. Hi. And Cypress too. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get knocked over. Ah. Okay, calm down, enough. Whoa, and the camera's gonna get knocked over too. Okay. And these two dogs are coming inside tonight whether they like it or not. Guys, come on, enough. The two biggest issues with cold temperatures and livestock are, like I mentioned in my last video, humidity, which is huge, and wind. And even pigs do perfectly fine in cold weather as long as they have really deep bedding and some protection from the snow that's falling from the sky. But if they do not have protection from the wind, that is a different story altogether. So my plan with these guys, you can see my barn up here, and can you see that large overhang that's all the way around the barn? So my plan is to leave the gate open because it's only about 50 feet away, the barn, and the cows are familiar with that area. A little bit later, when the wind starts kicking up, it's still relatively calm right now, then I will push the cows up to that area just so that they know that they can get there if they want to get in out of the wind. Whew, the wind is starting to kick up a little bit now. So this direction over here is north, and that's where the wind is coming from right now. So even at about where it is right now, at about minus 25, it probably feels more like minus 35 right now. So it is very cold. Fortunately, I think this is winter's last hurrah because it looks like after this cold spell, the temperatures will start warming up a little bit. So for those of you that are new to our channel, this is our bull, our Jersey bull. That's Wesley. We have had two Jersey bulls. This is our second one. And there's no question that they seem to be feistier than your average bull. Our first Jersey bull we had, he didn't last very long because he started getting really aggressive and he had horns. So it just wasn't an option for us to have a bull like that. We decided to try a second Jersey bull because of the way that he was raised. He was raised by a breeder who treats her animals with the most love and respect I've ever seen any farmer treat animals ever. So he had been incredibly well handled by the time we got him. We got him when he was, I think he was about 8 months old. There's kind of a fine line I find with bulls, with having a bull that is well handled, that you can pet like you saw me do with him, and a bull that is not respectful of human beings. So if I got up right now and I told him to move, he would listen to me. I don't want to do that because he's being nice and calm over there and happily munching on his food. But take my word for it, if I went over there and I told him to move, he would listen to me. He might throw his head around a little bit, but he would respectfully move, and that's what you want to have with a bull. One that is well handled, but at the same time respectful enough that he's going to listen to me if I tell him that he needs to be doing something, and he's not going to charge me. He's over a year old now, and he is super nice guy. There has been a couple of times when he's tried stomping at me and shaking his head at me in a way that I felt like was a little bit too aggressive, and I just went like that and told him off, and he was respectful and listened. I hope that he's going to stay that way because I would like him to stay on for at least another year to be able to breed again a second time. So all of these girls are bred by him this year, but I would like to have another batch of babies out of him because he is a lovely bull. All right, so this is the gate that I'm gonna leave open so that they can get in over here to the barn. And now I need to go and put some hay in the barn and block the window to the chicken coop. Boy, chores are gonna be a pain in the butt in the morning because all the water tanks are gonna be frozen solid. We have water tank heaters in our water tanks for the larger animals, but when it gets that cold, they do not hold up. Hey guys! So these guys here are a couple of my grower pigs, but even though they're in the barn, they're going to need way more hay than that, so I'm going to throw another bale in there. And then this is another batch of my grower babies. The reason that these guys are in the barn and not out with the main herd, because they kept getting out of the pen and up into the chicken coop, and there's not much I can do with fencing this time of year because the ground's frozen. And I did try to string more hot wire, and that wasn't working because the snow kept falling and covering it up. So they are in the barn, which is unfortunate. It's not my favorite way to keep pigs. They do so much better when they are outside, but when it's this cold, all they really do is get up and eat and then get back into their nest and sleep anyway. So I don't feel as bad about it as I would if it was in the summertime. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a bale of hay. I wish I could say that I was fit enough to carry that hay bale all the way down in one go without stopping, but that's not the case. I'm probably gonna have to stop at least twice. This is Urso, and she's already found her way up. She's heading up to the covered spot, yay! I figured once they realized that the gate was open and they could get up to the hay, that that's probably where they would go, so that's good. Come on, piggies, let's go. They decided to come out, so I'm going to give them their supper now. Hi, Urso! Give them their supper now so that they don't have to come out when it starts getting really cold later on. They usually get fed at around 7 in the morning, and in the wintertime around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's only about 2:30 right now, but because I just disturbed them from their sleep, they're all waiting for their supper. So I'm gonna have to start heading in the house. My camera is starting to freeze up. I just have to do one more task, and I'm gonna see if I can find something easily that I can use. You can see over here, that is my chicken coop, and there's a window, and that window is just covered with mesh, which works fine as long as there is no wind. But when it is windy like it is going to be tonight, I want to cover it up just to give them a little bit extra protection. It's not fancy, but it'll work. What a difference already just having that blocked. How's everybody? Is everyone keeping Toasty warm? It is so much warmer in here than it is outside. And I just found a turkey egg that's not frozen yet. Oh my goodness, it's so cold outside. The wind has really started to kick up. Look at the wind. All the snow blowing off the house. I came inside and lit a fire. I'm gonna drink a cup of tea, and we have some board games going on and video games and movies and just cozy things inside tonight for sure. But I feel really good about the fact that all the animals are protected. The cows did end up coming up and going in beside the barn as soon as they realized that's where they could go, so that's good. Now I have to get Maple in the house. I know I'm not gonna have any problem with Cypress, but Maple, I don't know. I'm gonna have to probably drag her in the house. But that's non-negotiable. I am not leaving her outside when it is this cold. No way. I'll bring you along with me while I get Maple in the house. And I need to check on my soup. I have a ham and pea soup that I have going in the roaster oven. I know, it smells so good. It smells so good. Okay, let's see if we can get these dogs in the house. Hi, big guy. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Maple, come on. Good girl, come on. Good girl, come on. Okay, they just made complete liar out of me. Look at the size of these dogs. Oh my goodness. They're huge. You silly puppies. They are so massive. They look twice as large in the house as they do outside. All right, I am going to have a cup of tea and relax while everybody else is doing no playing in the house, Cypress and Maple. I might have to put one of them downstairs. They're trying to have a wrestling match in the hallway. That's not gonna work. I hope you have a great couple of days until I see you again, and stay warm.